Today we're looking at the Greek-Persian Wars. Hello, welcome to the Daily Bellringer World History. Please don't forget to subscribe and take a look at the questions down in the description. Also, don't forget to check out dailybellringer.com where you'll find more resources that go with many of the Bellringer videos. The Persian Wars were two separate wars fought during the 5th century BC between the expanding Persian Empire and the ancient Greeks. Both wars resulted in Greek victories and would include some of the most famous battles of the ancient world. The Persian Empire, which was based out of modern-day Iran, was one of the greatest empires of history, with their empire spanning 3 continents from Eastern Europe, Northern Africa to Asia. Under the Persian ruler Darius, the Persian Empire had been consistently expanding, and the region of ancient Greece was the next to fall. However, the ancient Greek city-states of Greece would come together to defend their territory as the city-states of Sparta and Athens joined forces to fend off the coming invasion. In 491 BC, Darius sent representatives to Greece to demand their surrender to Persian rule. The Greeks responded by killing the representatives. Darius then responded by sending over 600 ships and 25,000 men to invade the southern islands of Greece. Now Darius began to plan for an invasion of the Greek mainland. The Persian force, which estimates number to be close to 90,000, moved against the combined Greek forces, which are believed to have been only around 20,000 strong. Despite the huge numeric disadvantage, the highly disciplined hoplite soldiers of Greece proved to be a difficult adversary. Greek hoplites were heavily armed infantrymen that carried large round bronze shields, long spears, and swords. The hoplites were skilled in fighting in the Phalanx formation, in which they fought shoulder to shoulder with each soldier's large shield protecting himself and the soldiers next to him. On the plains of Marathon, the Persians and Greeks met in September of 490 BC. The Persians fired thousands upon thousands of arrows into the Greek army, but had little impact as the arrows bounced off the Greeks' large shields. The Greeks attacked in their tight formations and were able to defeat the larger force. Estimates are that over 6,000 Persians were killed, while the Greeks suffered only around 200 lost soldiers. The Persians boarded their ships and abandoned their invasion. Legend has it that a Greek named Phidippides ran the 26.2 miles from the battlefield back to Athens to deliver the news of the victory, and that is where long-distance running races known as marathons take their origins. A decade later, the Persians returned to Greece again with ambitions of conquering the region. The new ruler of Persia was Xerxes, and he wanted to succeed where his father Darius had failed. Xerxes sent representatives to all the Greek city-states demanding they pay him tribute as a sign of submission to Persian rule. Many of the city-states did pay tribute in fear of the Persians' massive army. But city-states such as Athens and Sparta both executed the Persian representatives, with Sparta throwing the representatives down a well. When Xerxes received this news, he began to move his army toward the Greek mainland. Historical accounts of the size of Xerxes' army vary widely, with some saying there were close to 800,000 Persians, and others putting the number close to 2.5 million. Nonetheless, their size greatly outnumbered the Greek forces. At the infamous Battle of Thermopylae, it is said that 300 Spartan warriors, led by their king Leonidas, lured the Persian army into a narrow pass where they were able to hold back the massive Persian force for 3 days before all being killed. The Persians were able to move further into the Greek mainland and even captured and destroyed much of the city-state of Athens. The next major battle took place at sea in September of 480 BC, where the Greek commander Themistocles was able to lure the Persian fleet of 500 ships into the narrow straits of Salamis. Here, 300 Greek trireme ships slammed into the Persians using their bronze-tipped rams to puncture and sink most of the Persian ships. Xerxes' navy was forced to retreat. The Persians still held control of a large portion of the Greek mainland, but in August of 479 BC at the Battle of Plataea, over 100,000 Greek hoplite soldiers attacked a similar-sized force of Persians. Again, the Greek Phalanx won the day, and the Persians were forced to retreat, ending Xerxes' ambitions of conquering Greece. The Greeks formed the Delian League, an alliance of city-states to ward off Persian invasion. Some 30 years later, in 449 BC, the Greeks and Persians signed the Peace of Calais, which officially ended hostilities between the two civilizations. So with that, hopefully you learned something, and thanks for watching.